Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Distance Slim podcast. My name is Shaun, and I'm in Dublin. This is Imran, and he's in Switzerland. Two in Switzerland, I should probably say a bit more specifically if I said Dublin for myself. Hello, Imran, how are you?
I'm good. Good. How's your week been?
Busy. Bank holidays for me are always signify a busier week because instead of having 5 days to do all my stuff, I have four. So
Yeah.
procrastination central. So I didn't I was saying to Imran like privately, I didn't get the clips done until like Thursday, and I usually have them done on a Sunday. But
Yeah.
yeah, just a mad busy week. Did you? I assume you guys don't get a bank holiday over there for Paddy's Day, so could you
No.
guys do much because it was on the Monday?
No, I genuinely didn't celebrate at all this year. I just worked. I've been working 6 days in a row this week, so have the weekend off now. So, but I'm fairly tired. Energy levels are down. But no, I mean, it was good vibes in the pub. Had like Irish trad bands over the weekend and stuff like that. But it's not the same as home.
No.
Like how like a mad weekend how it is back at home with the parade and the pubs and restaurants and everything. So, but yeah, I didn't really see much about Paddy's Day this year though. Even like
No.
videos or photos of my mates or anything like that.
I was in town on Friday, so not the day off, but like Paddy's Day was Monday. But I was in on Friday, and there
Yeah,
wasn't a lot going on. Now I was like, oh well, it's 3 days before, but I was expecting, the way you would like expect a lot of Americans to be around, or you get a lot more tourists, especially in that. It wasn't like packed full of them. I've noticed now that the weather has changed. All the Spanish students have started to come over again, but
yeah,
that's kind of separate to Paddy's Day. Like I've been caught on buses and like 30 Spanish kids took it on, and now it's not Dublin bus anymore. It's Barca bus or whatever. Um, so yeah, no, it really wasn't made a fuss out of it all this year over here. Like even we didn't even acknowledge it really. Like we kind of just stayed in and painted and done the wallpapers and that sort of stuff in the hall. The hall finally looks like it's not done by any stretch, but like it now doesn't look like scrappy walls. Now it looks a bit like one part of like the hall is painted, and then the
yeah.
stairs are like ready to be painted. Like all the prep work is done on them to be painted. Like we just need more paint, which is what I have to go and do after I record this to go get some paint.
It's funny because I in our apartment because we're renting, we can't paint over the walls, so everything is just like bright white. Which is so it's like the apartment then we have is very monochrome, so it's like grey, white, black. And I was saying to Nicola like last week because we have nothing on the walls yet. It just looks like
Hmm.
so bland. So I think over the next week or so, we're like gonna try, sorry, like start accessorizing it and putting like photos on the wall and stuff like that. And then
Big
I was
Danny
actually on the
Phantom
phone.
poster.
Yeah, genuinely, that'd be sick actually. Um, Also, I was talking to the lads in work. We were saying like Paddy's Day is like a more thing for the Americans. Like I think they make such a
Hmm.
bigger deal out of it, especially like Chicago. Like they changed the color of their river as well, like runs through the town.
Yeah, ours is
Same
naturally
city.
green because of the
Ours
state.
Liffey
Like,
is naturally in, and all the dead bodies in the Liffey. Don't even need to put food dye in.
yeah, but yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not as big as it was back today. Like even like a lot of the guys in work were like asking me, like, oh, what he's doing, or like they kind of all had plans to go and do stuff,
Yeah,
and I was like, for the last couple of years, it's kind of become like Easter in that sense, where like it's more just a public holiday. We're just happy to have the public holiday and
yeah,
stuff, which is great. I'm finding like occasions like that are being celebrated less and less, just because I don't know. It's like I especially see it with like Christmas is still the only one that's like the big one every year that like like all the shops close and everyone's
mm,
still doing like the traditional family dinner thing. But I can see in the next like 5 years that like I genuinely think in like the next 5 years time you're gonna have start like shops like Spar and the garage. Like, I know some garages still open on Christmas Day because people are up and down with petrol and stuff. But I think we're like over the next 5 to 10 years, we're gonna slowly start to see more and more places open. Like it's just a regular bank holiday.
mm,
I could definitely see that happening. And then I think in like 20 years time, like shopping centers will be open. It'll just be another day. Which I kind of think is fair, but not just because I don't celebrate it, but I feel like if it's open for like Ramadan and if it's open for like any other, like if it's open for Hanukkah, or if it's open for any, or like any Hindu holidays or any other faith holidays, it should be open for Christmas as well. That's my thoughts on it. Like,
I
I
think
know
it's
that's
just
it's going to be very unpopular as well. I know people are not going to agree with me on that, but that's where
yeah.
I'm.
I think it's just because the Catholic Church were so involved in Ireland for so many years that it's kind of been pushed away from the religion side now. Like when I think genuinely when I think of Christmas, I don't see much of religion in it because of how the Western world have pushed it, and they've made it more now like a bank holiday, like you were saying there, more of a seasonal thing rather than the religious side. Because I even know like most of my mates aren't from a Catholic background. Maybe some of their family might be, but them themselves aren't religious. So it's not being pushed that way, and it's more being pushed about spending time with family, having a meal together. But my problem with Christmas is like I think it's weird that family get all together for one day of the year. Why don't they do that the other 364 days of the year?
Yeah, I
I don't
agree
know.
totally.
I just think it's a bit of a weird seasonal holiday. But I mean, off like I think you shouldn't be a Debbie Downer. Like I think some people are really into celebrating like Valentine's Day, Easter week, Paddy's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I think like if that's what you want to do, do it. I suppose like I've just never been one really big for like holiday seasons and stuff like that. Like I really don't like Halloween. It's one of the holidays that I'm just not mad about. I just never enjoyed it. I just think it's not needed, to be honest. But
Simone loves Halloween. Like, is upset. Like, it's like by far her favorite season of the year, and it's just all this. It's just all the spooky stuff going around. Like, she just loves it.
yeah, I
And
mean, like this year,
I honestly would prefer. I don't know, because Halloween you've strangers knocking at your door, so I don't know
that's
if I
what I mean.
prefer. Yeah,
I
it's
actually
definitely.
haven't seen trick or treating here. We were here for Halloween and I didn't see it a lot. Now maybe I was just because I was in the apartments, but even around the town, I didn't see any kids knocking on doors. I think that's like a dying now thing at
I'd say it's
Halloween.
more of a suburbs thing though. Like, I would
Yeah.
imagine it's a bit different in an apartment complex. Like that. Like, are you guys quite central, like towards like your city center, or are you
We're
more like
only
in the
like
suburbs region?
10 minutes by bus, but it's definitely I'd say more suburbs. But even at that, when I used to live in apartments back at home, I used to always get kids knocking at the door, and especially our apartment block now, we've like a lot of kids like at the ages where you would go trick or treating, like anywhere below 12, really. That's when you kind of be doing that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, I was just surprised. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it is a thing here. I just hadn't noticed it one this year. But
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Simone likes Halloween. I just she's into like all the scary, creepy, crawly kind of
Yeah, she had pet snakes
shows and
and
like
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. No, it's I don't mind, like, but Sloan like is like is noticeably like giddy for it, and then like we like get past Halloween, the two of us are just like, right, okay, fuck this, we're ready for spring now, and we're
Yeah.
finally getting to that. Is it for you guys? Are you starting to see that like extra the grand old stretch in the evening? It's starting to come in more and more for us over here,
I'm
and just the
such
serotonin is just like
yeah.
amazing.
I don't know about you, but I'm such a summer person. I
Yeah,
like I
big time.
love the sun. Especially now since I moved here because we're so close to the lake, you can go swimming and just chill before work, and everyone's just in better mood. I don't know. I just like I'm not gonna get like all scientific, but there's like a thing about people's mood being changed with the weather, um, and like I noticed it in different family members and friends like over the years, like their moods tend to have swings depending on how good the weather is. So like if it's raining every single day for 2 weeks, you would see like someone's mood be like very low, and then if it's sunny for 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks in Ireland, which is like never happens, it's like Fulham winning the Champions League. Like it's not gonna happen.
And when it does happen, you pay for it then. After, like,
Yeah,
you get 2 weeks of like gorgeous weather, and then you get like 2 months of like rain
yeah,
and dark clouds.
yeah. I mean, there hasn't been a good like summer holiday in Ireland for three,
Since
four
COVID,
years.
really.
Yeah,
The
COVID weather
year
was so good.
COVID weather was peak, man.
So good. Do you
It
remember we
was
used to say
ridiculous.
like leave insert weather? Every time anyone was in
Yeah,
the leave
yeah.
insert, it was always like really, really hot.
I always find like when the kids get their Easter holidays over here, like that will always be the first like big burst of nice weather. Like I know I always found that when we were in school as well, it's like you'd get those 2 weeks off for Easter, and it would be like you'd be starting to hit the 15s. Like that's when you could probably start going out without bringing a jumper or a jacket or something
Yeah.
like that. That was always the time for that. Not shorts weather now, but like you could pop out to the town centre or into town, and you could probably get away with just a t-shirt at that point. And then like
Yeah.
you would get to the start of May, and it would probably even out a bit. You'd probably get a little bit of rain for a week or two, but then it will slowly start to just be fine until like the start of October, and then from the start of October you won't see the sun until like mid-February.
And then all the Yup Bro attires come out.
Oh, all the North
Lads,
Face Super Dry Bros.
this, lads, there's this thing in Ireland, for any of our listeners that aren't from there, where the Yup Bro would wear shorts and a black puffer jacket during like 30 degrees heat. Which, I mean, I'm not going to go 30 degrees heat, but like mid 20s at a good day in Ireland, like beaming heat, and they're still wearing a puffer jacket. It's just I don't get it. I mean, I've done it myself, like when I went from training and I wore like a black puffer jacket, but like I genuinely don't understand how lads walk around in a black puffer jacket and shorts. It just doesn't make sense.
Like
Such
just
an
the
Irish thing,
whole
isn't it?
Yup Bro thing is just. I don't want to get in. I don't know if I do or don't want to get into it, because if I get into it, like it'll end up being the rest of the podcast of like how cringe these guys are, you know. It's just, how do you even like describe it? It's like it's typically like
Every
young.
Dublin lad ever.
Yeah, it's typically like you just. I don't know how to describe it. Like I'm trying to think of like the perspective of people from Switzerland that are listening to this, of like how would I describe these guys? But it's like it'll basically be these like scrawny young fellas that think they're the dog's bollocks, walking around, throwing their shoulders, and they're
They
just
all wear the
cocky
same
little arseholes.
clothes.
They're usually 13 and they have a watermelon vape,
Mm.
or like some sort of fruity vape because they think they're mad cunts walking
Mm.
around, and just like little shit stirrers as well. Like like I hate coming across them on the bus and stuff like that. Like they're just a nightmare on public transport as well, because they just want people's attention. So they could like they'll blare their man, people who blare their phone on public transport need to be put into a fucking program as well. By the
Especially
way,
in the mornings.
oh
You
my
know,
god!
when
Like I forgot my AirPods going to work a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I was going through fucking Vietnam flashbacks. Like honestly, like
they're
people.
jazzy over and over again.
Oh my god! But like people be at the back, and me and Simone actually we went on a date a few weeks ago. We went into town, and we were coming back in, and somebody was at the back blaring Drake, and like old, like I say old, like it, like do you remember when we were in like TY and it was like Hotline Bling, and
Yeah,
all
years
those
on.
type like that era of Drake, like so he was at the back blaring music. I'm like, man,
Such a weird choice to blare at the back of the bus.
yeah, but you also have people that like just like don't like whatever, like okay, you can go on your phone or whatever, but like they're on full volume blaring their TikTok feed, and then you've got like the AI generated voice of like doing the Reddit narrations, and then you've got like just random fucking shit posts come up as well. And if you don't have your AirPods, it's so overstimulating. Like my god, my autistic ass cannot take this.
Dublin bus just is overstimulation, especially when it's busy. You just have all likes of characters on it. It's genuinely like a simulation.
Oh, it's a fucking endurance test.
Genuinely.
I
Yo,
didn't.
bro, it's
Sorry,
kind
go
of like hard to explain to like, because that we're around this so much. They've like kind of class identified themselves as like one species. So they have like the same haircut, the same
Yeah.
clothes. They talk about football. Everything is classified gay. Like, like anything you do is classified as gay.
Yeah.
And then anything out of the ordinary is just like crazy to them.
Yeah.
But like it's funny because like you'll meet like different types of yup bros as well. Because there's like yup bros that are like genuinely just like really nice, or like secretly nerds. That's the one thing I've noticed.
Yes.
Is, like,
Yeah.
secret nerds, and then none of their mates know.
We
about
have a
only
close
you.
friend that was a hidden yup bro, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. A couple.
Yeah. So like, it's just mad. It's just, yeah, no, like honestly, people who aren't from Ireland, it's a bit of a UK thing as well. Like
Yeah.
I see them in the UK. I just don't think they would classify them as yup. Like we would say a yup bro, but they would probably just call them little bollocks or a little wanker or something like that.
I don't know what they call them.
Little shits.
Roadmen.
Do you know where I saw a good example of them last night? Have you started watching that program Adolescence that everyone's talking about?
Genuinely only started last night.
We did too.
Me and Nicola got through like the second. We're on like halfway through the second episode. It's
Us
good.
too. We literally watched the first 2 episodes last night.
Yeah, it's good.
We'll maybe next week at the end of the podcast we'll do like a spoiler kind of section so people can listen to the podcast and turn it off if they haven't watched it, and give people time to watch it as well. But I really, really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I thought it was brilliant. I just love Stephen Graham.
Yeah, Stephen Graham's a great actor. And I was reading about the story about how he's reading about it in the newspaper, and he then 2 months later the same concept came up, so that's where he got the idea from. But also that they shot all the shots in one take, which is pretty cool as well.
I was only thinking like there's that, at the end of the second episode where like it like does a really slow pan up to Stephen's face. Yeah. And I was just thinking in that moment, like after all that had happened, like the second episode as I was watching it, I was like, this must have been so complicated to shoot, because it was difficult in the first episode going from like the house to the police station, but like it kind of just was shifting through corridors. Then after that, the camera work is incredible.
Was chefs like that compared to Morbius? Like I was watching it, and I looked at Nicola and I said, "This compared to Morbius is a joke." A joke. But
it makes Morbius look like an episode of The Office.
I hate Morbius. I'll say it again. I hate it. It actually boils my blood when I think about it. Man and Web as well.
Yeah, but it's like anyway. I was thinking of that like shot where it pans up to Stephen Graham at the end, and like the way like Stephen is like quite emotional in that scene. Like imagine he just like he just couldn't cry on demand for that take, because like it's a whole hour-long take. Like if like Anton fucks up on that, you gotta go back to scratch. Like, and there's so much that has happened, and like that's like realistically that's the easiest kind of part to do, because it's a slow camera shot. It's one of those ones that if you had multiple takes, you would probably do like 10 takes of it. But because I'm sure they did like probably 3 or 4 takes of the whole one take thing, like because I'm sure some in the middle. But like I was just thinking, like imagine like being Stephen Graham in that situation and like just not being able to properly start to cry, or you start chuckling, or you make a little mistake, or you cough or something like that. Like you'd be, I'm just thinking of like the whole crew going, fuck's sake, we have to go all the way back to the start now.
I was surprised how much the kid performed, because I was reading that it was his first time acting, that Stephen wanted someone from a council estate that had grown up in that environment of kind of seeing this stuff that maybe went on, or known friends that went on. So I was impressed by that. He was brilliant. I thought, like for his first time acting, I thought he did a great job. And then also like on the topic that you were saying there about trying to cry on set, I always read like articles and stuff, just because I'm interested in film and stuff like that, about actors like thinking about stuff that's trying to make them cry in situations. Like sometimes they have like go-tos in their head. It's just an interesting thought that you can go to one thing to think about when you're sad.
You could do the classic Joey Tribbiani, have some tweezers in your pocket and start plucking at your ears as well. Classic Joey. That episode only came up for us the other night, and I'm sick of watching Friends. Have you seen Friends? Have you seen it? True, yeah.
No, I watched like 4 episodes. I just can't get into it. It's just not my humor.
It's like it's the only thing on Comedy Central like until 9 o'clock, and like TV. Like daytime TV is so bad. Like it's the
You're
only
like one
thing.
Of the only people I know that still watches TV.
I don't. Do you know what it is, right? I don't like sit down and watch a lot of daytime TV. It's more like when I'm eating, just for a bit of background noise. And like I usually what I'll do is I'll stick on a YouTube video. Like when I'm at home alone, like during the week when I'm watching, when I'm working from home and stuff, like I would stick on a YouTube video or like a video essay or a review or a podcast, or I might stick on like Yu-Gi-Oh on a streaming service or something like that just to have in the background for noise. But it's more when me and Simone are both here, where like I don't think she wants to listen to the Ben Foster podcast, and I don't think she wants to
Oh,
listen to a
see.
video essay about
Yeah,
the camera work and Better Call Saul, you know.
yeah.
So it's more then that we'll be like, oh, we'll just stick something on. That's where like we'll stick on like The Chase or Friends, or we'll watch
Yeah,
like Animal Planet or like National
yeah, your
Geographic, just
go-to
stick
is
on
like Marine.
animals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like Nicola me as well.
and of course, like, and like the only reason we have the full package, like we've kind of gotten that telly package as well, so I can have the sports as well. Like I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
if we would have bought a
Both.
full TV package. It's just the fact that I was like, no, I want Sky Sports and I want to do it. I'm one of those people like I want to do like we kind of said this before. I don't do anything half-arsed. I will only do it 100%. So if I'm getting a telly and I'm getting the sports, I want Sky Sports and I want the Sky Box and I want the whole thing because I
Yeah,
hate.
so it's not like trying to find the link and everything like that.
Oh man, that sort of stuff does my head in. Because like I'd be
Mm.
sitting there and like it's typically for like a 3 p.m. kickoff, and I'm trying to find a link because it's the 3 o'clock blackout over here.
Yeah,
And I'm kind of like I would happily pay €5 right now or €10 right now to watch the match. And I just think of it from that perspective, and like so, I kind of make a point at the weekends when there's nothing on and when we're not watching telly to put football on the background. Because I'm like, right, I'm getting me my money's worth. I'm paying like £50 a month for this, so I'm getting my money's worth out of this. Like
yeah. I truly think that TV will be gone in 10 years. I just think streaming's going to take over, and I think they'll still make TV platform shows like sitcoms and stuff, but it'll just be on streaming services. You're already seeing that now being pushed on Apple TV, Netflix. Um, like give
I
it 20
I
years when
don't.
we're so far into the future, TV will be gone, or
I
like the viewings will be like super low, super low.
I kind of agree with that. I don't think it'll be gone. I think the quality of it is going to really deteriorate though because I
It
think
already is deteriorating.
oh it is yeah, but I think it's going to get really bad. But it's just going to have less investment. But I just don't see it being wiped out completely because radio is a good example of radio is still a massive industry.
Yeah,
And like because like my first counter to that argument that I would think of is like oh well like you can there's so many things now you can like I have it in my car, our car really, the little transmission thing you gave me to connect my phone, so anybody can listen to any whatever podcast they want or any songs that they want on their car radio, but they still a lot of people just still choose to go onto the radio because they want it, and I feel there's still enough people out there that wants daytime TV. Like there's people people who maybe are on maternity leave or who like do work from home a bit more who want to like I watch like I said I watch video essays, I watch um like Yu-Gi-Oh and like whatever like a show in the background, but some people just want to stick on Loose Women or some people want to just stick on The Chase. I
it's
am one of
all. I
those
think it's
people.
it is. I do think it's more of the older generation because that's.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, not the older generation, but the 10 years after our age group, that's when it kind of like what they grew
yeah.
up on.
Ah
Where
yes,
like,
the dinosaurs.
yeah, the dinosaurs. Yeah, it's just because I think I'd imagine that's like when they were growing up. That's when TV, when they first like kind of TV started coming into households and stuff like that. Because like back then, to have a TV in your house was wild. You might have like one person on the street that might have a TV, but like now, it's mad if you don't have like three TVs in the house. Like one
Yeah,
per
we have
room.
three in our house.
Yeah, yeah,
One of them
like
doesn't even get. I have a TV up in my office, like above where I am now, and like I literally have like I've watched television on it like twice. But
yeah, yeah,
that's going to be brilliant when the Euros and the World Cup are on. That's
yeah,
what I'm thinking. Like that, I was putting
yeah.
that there, and like I do stick it on, and like I have an Apple TV, and I do stick it on for like for music and stuff. It's really nice to have like the animate, like like the animations that some songs have when you click onto them and you stay on them. Like so, it's nice to have that as I'm listening to music. But my main thought there was when the World Cup and when the Euros are on, and I got to sit here and work or sit here in meetings, I'm just going to be there like, yeah, grand, staring up at that, watch the football, watch Iceland versus fucking Denmark
Yeah,
all day,
literally,
every day. Happy days. Of a Tuesday, would you believe? Yes.
yeah, it's always on like random days during the week. You
Yeah.
get like Gibraltar versus Macedonia, and it's like 6-5. Yeah.
No one can
Or
defend.
or 0-0.
Yeah, it's one or the other. It's never. So it's either they don't know how to score, they don't know how to defend.
See, we don't have we've only one TV in the sitting room, and we were half debating getting one for the bedroom because there's going to be a day where you're really really sick, and you just want to lay in bed. But see, then we have the thing is like you can just grab the laptop and watch on the laptop. But I do miss, because I obviously had TV when I lived back at home in my room. So when like if I was sick or I just wasn't arsed to go outside that day, just wanted to have a chill day. It's nice just to have the TV in the room.
Yeah,
but
for
I
sure.
think like a lot of people are adamant about not having TV and screens in the bedroom because it like affects your sleep. But I mean, I think that's kind of like depends if you have trouble sleeping. Anyway, I've always had trouble sleeping, so like I was saying to you before, like my sleep schedule kind of is like tends to be at like 2:30 in the morning, which I know sounds wild. And then, but then I
But
get up at,
in
like
the job that you're in, that
9.
makes sense as well.
Yeah, it's just because the routine I am with the job, I finish so late. By the time I'm home, showered, food, watching stuff, da da da. But yeah, I suppose it's normal though.
You said something. This is what I wanted to kind of actually start off on, but we ended up going on a way.
Yeah.
So you're a night shower person, are you?
No, morning.
Morning. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Well, it's actually both now. So, but yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Technically both.
I only have showers in the morning. Like if I haven't had a shower by like 11, I'm a mess. I can't.
Obviously, if you're doing football or something like that, you're gonna have a shower after. Like, not in the bed with sweaty socks on, pour some on.
No. It depends on. I know this is gonna sound foul, but it depends on how sweaty I am. Because do you know what it is? And Simone will vouch me for this, right? I used to go in and just have a shower straight away, but I cannot sleep after I've had a shower. It's like it just wakes me up. And if I have a shower before I go to bed, I will not sleep for like at least 4 hours. Because it's like it does like a reset. It's just the way I've always been. I know I should. Like I said, it depends. If I'm really really bad, I'm like, right, okay, yeah, I need to get in the shower and we need to just sacrifice. I know this sounds horrible, right? I'm very aware of the fact.
For Christmas, don't worry. Times are tough in the household.
But Simone will vouch for this because Simone has been like, oh, right, okay, yeah, you stink. But then I will be a wrecking the head in the bed, tossing and turning. And she's just gone, no, fuck it. I'd actually rather you stank than you fucking tossed and turned.
Is she a light sleeper?
Yeah, very light sleeper. That's where we're very opposite. I am out like a light. I'm gone. And you won't catch me until I decide to wake up.
4 hurricanes wake up.
Simone, if like I farted in the bed, that'd wake her up.
Let one rip.
Let it rip. So yeah, I'm like I'm a morning like last Monday, so Paddy's Day, we had planned to do all that in the hall. So I was like, right, okay, it doesn't make sense to have a shower in the morning if we're going to be doing all that.
No.
And I didn't get to have a shower till like 4:00, and like. It's mad because if I was doing all this stuff, but I was like, I'm infinitely worse at what I do. Like I've come into work and I've had such dreadful days because I haven't had a shower, just because I feel stinky. And I don't know, maybe it's just something to do with my psoriasis and my hair and stuff as well. But like my hair gets really oily and stuff really fast, so it really gets under my skin if I don't have a shower in the morning. Like I get up, I use the loo, and I just get straight in the shower, have a 10-15 minute shower. And then I'm like set for the day and good to go.
Yeah, I'm like a 2-time shower a day now, obviously because of work. I just can't, like, being around food and grease, and then I come home and like you smell it in your nails, and like, I need the shower. Like I do proper body scrub when I come back from work, just because I'm around food and I'm touching so many like oil and the grease, and when I'm cleaning down like chemicals and stuff. Like I get home, I have like going to
proper
town
exfoliation.
Yeah, proper like American Psycho face mask, fucking and everything. But yeah, I think it depends though. Like Nicola, for example, like she'll only shower at night time because that is because she's up mad early to get the train. So like I think she gets up at 5:30 most days, and then she gets the train at like, or gets the bus at like 6, and then gets the train then around half six to work then. So like I think it depends, like if you're commuting or whatever you're doing with your job. But me personally, I prefer to shower in the morning. Just like start off your day, like you feel clean then, and you're ready.
Exactly. This is it. Like, you know, I know some people like Simone like just does not get it at all. She's like, I don't know how you get up and have a shower, because she done it a few weeks ago for something. She was going somewhere and like she went in, had a shower, and like was doing her hair and stuff, and she was like, I don't know how you do that. Like she thought it was like horrible. I was like, it's the only way. It's the only way you can do it, man.
Each to their own, I suppose. Like the show where everyone's different and how they start their days. Like
yeah, because I think it like came from me in school being like conscious of. When I was in school, I wasn't like the worst for sweating, but I had a bit more of a walk to school, so I was just kind of a bit more conscious of like if I had woken up and I was sweaty from bed, because as you naturally sweat in your sleep, like I got up and then I went straight to school, and then like I was, because it was like 20-30 minute walk from my house to the school, you would just pump a little bit of sweat, and then I was just and I used to cycle to school sometimes as well, like, so I was just very conscious of like my body odor. I didn't want to be known as that guy who stank, you know.
Oh, there was a
no names.
I won't drop any names. But there was a couple. Get yourself a Lynx Africa set off your nanny for Christmas, lads.
But yeah, no, it's yeah. I'm very conscious about how I smell. I don't want to be the smelly guy. I take being the fat guy any day of the week over being the smelly guy. Every day of the week.
I wouldn't want to smell, but hopefully I don't.
No, you don't.
Nicola,
you've always presented well. To be fair, you've always been a very fine smelling young man.
I think you don't want to be that kind of person known for being a smelly person, or like even other things. Like I don't know off the top of my head, but I think like most people don't want to be known for something, especially when it's bad, like smelling, for example.
I suppose like everyone would have something like that where like I like we could be like, oh my god, we don't want to be known for that, and then like it might just not bother somebody else. Like doesn't even have to be smell. It could be something got to do with your hair, or like it could be your nails, or like if somebody has long nails, like, oh, it doesn't bother me. Whereas like if my nails like start like showing white tips, like I'm like, yeah, get them down.
Just think as humans though, and as like people, we always want to be known for something good rather than like obviously like for you, because it's your passion, you'd want to be known for music. Promisely, like that's what you'd obviously want to be known for. But like then for me, like I just want to be known as like, oh man, like he's a sound lad, or he's a good person, or whatever like that. Like I don't know, I've always been kind of like big on that.
Well, just Harry, you're a wizard.
Well, just Finn. I'm not just Finn. I was literally only watching that video the other day. It came up on my feed. It was so funny.
Was it just Harry?
Yeah, like all that, like that. The lads that made that YouTube channel, and they made all them weird Harry Potter videos.
Yeah, they're like kind of.
But they're like so like low budget and like shitty animation, and you can just tell they're like, creasing themselves laughing in the background because it's just like two mates with a script. Like, well, it's just Harry.
Just two chill guys. Just two chill guys having fun. Like right now.
You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah.
We've got 7 minutes to go, and this is flown in. I thought we were on. I got like my 10-minute warning. I was like, I thought we were only going 10 minutes.
Me and Finn like have like gotten to the point now where we like don't talk as much during the week than we used to do, and then like after we do the podcast, we normally are on the phone then for like an hour just catching up with like other personal stuff as well.
Yeah, stuff that we probably can't talk about on the podcast, or like we specifically like we were talking a lot about Daredevil last week because we didn't want to spoil it for anybody who hadn't seen it yet, like
Yeah.
But yeah, we only have a few minutes left on this one.
Yeah.
So me and Imran tend to enter like a void space and time. Me and Imran start talking, and then the like space time continuum just is like right, just skips ahead an hour. And only feels like 5 minutes. So right, my topic for this week is, what would your death row meal be? I kind of only threw this to you before we start recording, so I'm happy to. Or like, what would be? It's a question I always ask people when I meet them for the first time, because I think it's a good like icebreaker. It's like, what would your like final, if you were on death row, what would your like final day of eating be? Like, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and for your dinner you get a starter, main, and a dessert, and like give us a drink with each one or something like that.
I did this before with people I used to work, and we used to do starter, main, dessert, 2 sides, 2 sauces, 2 drinks, 1 alcoholic, 1 non-alcoholic. I don't know if you want me to do the same concept. I just have that in my mind right now, so I'm gonna just go with that.
Yeah, okay. You can do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then your dinner can be your 3 courses and 2 sides and stuff.
Yeah, so I say for starters, I'd have like a small. I'm gonna call it small Italy. So I'd have like a small bit of pasta, a small bit of pizza. I'd have like cheesy garlic bread, but all like a small portion, because then I want to obviously have a big main. For my main, then I'd have an Indian, but I mean everything. Like I want the rice, I want the chicken balti, I want the naan bread, but I think that would be a side as well. Oh, onion bhajis, chutney sauce, mince. I want it all on a massive plate. Then obviously I'd be in a bit of a coma, And then for my sides, then I'm gonna have. I'm just spieling here. I'm gonna have wings, and then I want to have buffalo tenders. So two sides of meat there. You're gonna be very full. And
Yeah.
then for my dessert, then
Would you go for
I'm
the all
gonna.
bartenders? Would they be up
Yeah,
there
yeah.
for that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Has to be the all bartenders. And then for my drinks, I'm gonna go with a Guinness because that's what I only drink really. And then I'll probably go with a Coke Zero. But this pisses me off in restaurants when they give you the small Cokes.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like that's just
Like the
being
200
scabby.
milliliter
Give
bottles
me
and they charge you
the two
€7
hundred.
for
That
it.
I'm not about that life. If you're gonna charge me £7, give me the big one. So then I'll say like a pint glass, a cold pint glass of Coke Zero with ice and lemon. And then for my dessert, I'm gonna go with chocolate cake, ice cream, vanilla cream, and then strawberries. I think off the top of my head, like
Finish off
that's
nice and
just like
healthy with the strawberries
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just love strawberries. What about you? What would you go for?
What would you do for breakfast and lunch on the day?
Breakfast, lunch, either an acai bowl or a full Irish breakfast. But sometimes with fries it can be too much. Like I'd be in bits
I
after.
don't really like fries all that much. Like I don't mind them. Simone likes a fry, so like probably every second week or so I'll do one for us. But like I'm not mad on a fry. I'd say I could easily pass on a fry up.
Yeah, and then for lunch I'd probably go with maybe like soup and a sandwich with a few
Yes, love
crisps.
that.
I'm a big soup and a sandwich. Like if I go
Love
home
that.
now, I love going to K's and getting soup and a panini and like chips. I just
Totally
think
agree with you. I have soup
so
like
good.
most days for my lunch and work. Like
Yeah,
when I'm at home, like
you've always been a soup advocate.
yeah,
Always
oh man, soup's deadly. It's good for you. It's not too heavy.
keeps you full.
You can cater it to your taste. You can have meat. You don't have to have meat. You can put whatever seasons you want into it. Like I love soup. I made a banging soup that year. Do you remember when me and Nicola cooked for everyone that time? And I made it was
Cheesecake.
the only good thing about that. Well, no, the dinner was fine, but the soup was like on another level. Like I couldn't believe how nice it was. Like
Explain the story quickly about the
Okay,
cheesecake.
so we basically done this thing with me, Imran, Nicola, and Simone, and two of our other friends, Adam and Kelsey. We decided to do like a come down with me thing, but instead of doing it as couples, we thought it'd be funny to mix up the couples. So I did it with Nicola, Imran done it with Kelsey, and then Adam, my friend Adam, done it with Simone, just to throw a bit of chaos into the mix. And so me and Nicola done ours, and I love to cook. Right, we've only got 90 seconds left on this now, so I need to speed up. So I love to cook, and I would say there was a bit of a perception that I could have won if from the start, you know.
He's lying.
And so then we went and we done it, and me and Nicola basically we all picked a cuisine. So I think you guys got Mexican, Abim and Simone got Chinese, and me and Nicola got Irish. So we done like a
Yeah.
full Irish. So we done superstar, a roast beef, and a cheesecake, and yeah, I think it was like a white chocolate cheesecake or something. I don't know how Irish that is, but anyway, that's what we decided to do. And yeah, basically the first two courses went fine. Soup especially was banging, but then came to the cheesecake, and the cheesecake never set. So I went to take the cheesecake tin off, lifted it up, and then the whole like cheese base just fell
Oh,
apart. And I
it
honestly
was just a
wanted to
cheesy
cry
mess.
because it was all over the place. Like it was a fucking mess, and like I literally just had to cut up the base and like scoop bits of like cream cheese that hadn't set, and like bits of like white chocolate and Maltesers and stuff, and I just had to like throw it in. I was a wreck after that. I was so,
Heartbreaking. He was
I was
heartbroken.
oh man, it was just heartbreaking because it was just like it finished on such a low. For us, like
Oh,
and it was a mess. It was such a pain to hold Cleo up after. Oh my god. But yeah,
heartbreaking stuff.
for my death row, so like we'll move. So I'll give you my death row meal. So for breakfast, I'd be going for eggs Benedict and hash
Oh, yeah.
browns. Love an eggs Benedict, and it's not too heavy. If I could specifically get a McDonald's hash brown, that'd be
Pretty good.
peak. And yeah, just like three eggs Benedicts with just like a nice bit of ham or parma ham or something like that. Blanging class. And then into lunch, I have a very specific. I have a similar one to you, soup and a sandwich. But I've got a very specific reason for selecting what I'm going for. So I'd literally just be going for a ham and cheese toasty. The way I do my ham and cheese at home would be red cheddar. If I could get some like proper, like not sliced ham, like a like honey roasted ham that I made you guys that time when you guys came around.
Yeah,
Like I
banging.
bake a ham, boil it up, honey glaze it, roast it the whole shebang, and then put that onto a sandwich, and then put some crispy fried onions and hot honey onto it. Toast that up.
You properly thought about this.
I've given this answer. I think this is a question I ask people all the time when I'm getting to know them. Like if like it's a good ice breaking conversation.
It
Like
is.
to
It
get
is.
into
It is.
food. Like you can start getting into culture. Like it's a good branch conversation
It
when you
is. It
first
is.
meet people. Like and yeah, but so like I'd fry it up in garlic butter, then on a panini press or something like that. Hunky dories, cheese and onion beside that as well because they're just the goats. There's a lot of great crisps out there, but I feel like they are just like the
Buffalo ones are
perfect.
peak.
Buffalo ones are deadly as well. Love that prawn cocktail tater as well. Shout out to them.
I love prawn cocktail.
And I'd have a cup of tea with that. I'm again keeping it simple, with like a whisper on the side.
A
And the
whisper.
reason, yeah,
Can't
man,
go wrong with a whisper.
oh
Can't go
man, love
wrong
a
with a
whisper.
whisper.
Whisper and a cup
Yeah.
of tea is like an hour body experience.
It's good. It's good.
But the reason I picked that exact meal, maybe without like the complications of the sandwich with the crispy onions and the baked ham and stuff, but
The
when I
specifics.
yeah, the reason I picked that is because when I was in school, I used to go around to my nana and granddad's for lunch every day because my granddad was
Yeah.
at work because he had cancer and he got the all clear and he's fine and stuff now, but
You have Joe.
he it was actually Johnny. No
Oh,
joke.
you have Johnny.
You have Johnny. Everybody who knows Johnny, legend. What a man. Imran knows Johnny. Simone knows Johnny. I imagine most people who know me that are listening to the podcast have met Johnny. Johnny's a legend.
Shout out Johnny.
But yeah, he was out of work for a couple of years because he was self-employed at the time when he got diagnosed. So he was at home. So my like in school, my lunches were just going around the corner to my granddad every day, and that's where like I got into music. It's why I'm such a big Chelsea fan because we would just sit there for the hour and just talking like every day. It was ham and cheese toasties, ham and cheese wraps, toasted. Is ham and cheese something like it was some ham and cheese on some sort of carb. I'm pretty sure there was one time where he put it in the middle of noodles. But like it was a nice little like lunchtime thing. So like that meal always reminds me of him, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
nice.
my yeah, that's my little reminder. Like I like the
All
day
the girls right now watching the podcast like,
the
oh. All the lads
day
are like,
the day that Johnny does eventually move on, like I'll like have a ham and cheese sandwich, and like that might be like a thing I'll do like on his anniversary every year or something like that.
my
He's
brain
not
went so
anywhere near
bad there.
close to that as well. By the way, he's not like close to dying at all. He's fit and healthy, fit as a fiddle. He'd go back to work if he could, if he could, because I'm pretty sure he's bored out of his mind at home, retired. Like
Touch the wood for Johnny. Touch the wood
no,
for
he's
Johnny.
still got another couple. He's still got at least another 10 years left in him, I reckon. At minimum, this if any of my family listens to this, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is he on about?
Why you?
Why are you
Why is he
talking?
trying to kill his granddad?
Why is he talking about granddad's life expectancy?"
His granddad's grave just full of toasties.
Yeah,
How much cheese toasties all around the grave.
yeah. Something kind of funny about that is like Johnny is fit as a fiddle, right? And he went to the doctors like a couple of years ago, and like Johnny is really like he's quite fit for a guy of his age. He doesn't eat a lot of crap, and he's very like he keeps on top of himself. He's like he keeps well. He doesn't eat too many sweets. He does like around like that. Like he's quite well conscious of himself in that way. But the one like dirty pleasure he has, a guilty pleasure even, is cheese. He loves cheese, right? And he went to the doctors, and the doctor was like, "Yeah, something about your cholesterol." And it's like, "Do you eat a lot of cheese? Yeah, you're gonna have to cut that down." And there was like, fucking for real.
He probably had a heart attack from that.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, so on to my and so, yeah, I'd have like a chicken and veg soup or something alongside that as well.
Yeah.
Into the dinner, I would probably have if I'd honestly go for soup again if I could, but I'll pick something different. So I'd go for probably all bartender chicken tenders as a starter with buffalo sauce on top of them
Can I go wrong?
as my starter with garlic sauce. My main, would be a full roast beef dinner. Or if I could pick from the halfway house on the Navan Road, because
He's
they
being
just do.
specific, lads.
Oh yeah, but no man, if it's my
He's
death
getting
row
into the
meal,
specifics.
if it's my death row meal, I want them. If I get arrested in the States and I'm put on death row, I want them flying over a halfway house carvery over to me, man. So get a full roast beef dinner with cabbage, mash, roasties, honey glazed carrots, broccoli. Man, broccoli is overhated, by the way. Broccoli is fucking class, right? Love broccoli. Um, all and stuffing as well, mountain stuffing, of course, and then gravy.
Obviously, yeah.
And I then would go for dessert, a sticky toffee pudding with vanilla ice cream on the side. And my
Oh yeah.
drink for all that would probably be a Coke with the dinner, and not just a normal Coke, and then a cup of tea with the dessert, and then you can
I literally the combination of Finn is Coke Zero. If I guess Coke Zero, isn't it? Yeah. Coke
a
Zero
Coke
and
or
a
a Coke
tea.
Zero. Yeah,
Coke Zero. That if you come to Finn's house, they're like the two drinks that are always like you're going to be offered is a Coke, is a Coke and a tea. It's just there's no time in the house where you're at his house and it won't be there.
yeah.
Like literally, if I could get
I
like
like to be ready for people to come over because like I think I when we're out shopping and stuff like I'd be like if I see some Coke Zeros on a good price, I'm like they will be drinking, right? I don't like need like there's I think we've some in the fridge and then we've like I think like a 12 pack in the press like ready to be stocking up the fridge with, right? But if I go to like if we got I think we're going to Tesco to shop today. If we go there and I see they've got like 24 cans for like €10, I'll buy two just
would you
because I
drink
know
much
that.
water?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. I drink like
Yeah.
at
You must
least
be
two liters.
pissing loads, man. So you're
Yeah,
drinking
yeah,
tea,
facts.
Coke,
I
and
drink tea
water
the
in a
most.
day.
I
Yeah,
drink tea the
you said
most.
you have like three teas away. Yeah,
Oh,
I wouldn't.
minimum three, like a three, anywhere between 3 to 5 cups of tea a day. Because I'll usually get up, have a cup of tea straight away, and I won't always have breakfast. Like I try to, but like depends on what I have for dinner the night before. If I'm still feeling a bit heavy, I won't.
Mm.
If I am having breakfast, it's usually like scrambled eggs and toast, or like if there's like a packet of sausages that were open to like throw two sausages in the air fryer or something like that. Like that's if we have a fry on a Sunday and there's like 3 or 4 sausages left over, that's what's gonna get stuck on with the eggs. And then like the Aldi do these like fake Mackey's hash browns that which are banging. So I pick those up every once in a while. I'm feeling a bit naughty, feeling a bit dirty, you know.
Banging.
Um,
I'm
and
conscious of
yeah,
time there, man, because you've only like a minute
yeah.
left on the podcast.
Sorry, me going off my tangents again.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Distance Dilemma podcast. And we will talk to you again next week. I'll hand you over to Imran.
Also, last week we stated that that was our ninth episode, so that would
Oh
make
yeah,
this
that was
one the
bullshit.
10th episode. We both actually were not correct.
No, that was
This
actually
will,
episode number 8. This is number 9.
yeah, this is number 9. So our next one will be the 10th one,
Yeah,
which will be nice because that means we're 10 through. That means we're official then.
yeah.
And I think we're gonna have an interesting topic then for that week. I won't say
We
it
should
on
get
this
like birthday
podcast.
hats. Like
Yeah.
little party
Little-
poppers.
That's a good idea, but trying to clean it up is just gonna be a mess.
Yeah, fuck that. Sorry guys, fuck that. Shouldn't have put that idea in there.
Get Xena to eat all of it up.
Put peanut butter all
Xena
over the top of it.
thanks again for the support, guys, and yeah, looking forward to next week's episode.
Cool. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.